right now, let's bring in Will Scharf, an attorney representing former President Trump in his Supreme Court immunity case. He is also running for Attorney General in Missouri. So just, Will, off the back of what Trey Gowdy was saying there, if, and this is an if at this point, but the former president seemed to tilt his head to the idea that a jury just might convict him here. If the judge has to pronounce sentence, would he send the former president to jail, knowing not only how precedent-setting that would be and how, as Trey was saying, it would be not in keeping with the fact that it's a first-time offense for him and the logistics of putting a former president in jail? Would he do that, or would he enact some other sanction?
Look, this is a deeply rigged trial that's being presided over by a deeply and irretrievably biased judge. That having been said, looking at the entire trial record here, having been in that courtroom, the evidence does not nearly amount to proof beyond a reasonable doubt of any of the charges in the indictment. President Trump, I believe, did nothing wrong. I think the evidence shows that, and I'm hopeful that the jury will do the right thing here. We can talk all day about potential sentences, but we're not past the first hurdle of conviction yet. And I think any fair jury in America would see this trial for what it is, which is a political show trial in the finest Stalinist sense of the word. It's absolutely outrageous that President Trump has been pulled off the campaign trail to sit through week after week after week of court. And even after all of that, they still have not shown that he committed any actual crime here, that he did anything wrong whatsoever. So I don't think we're at the stage yet where we'd even begin to think about sentencing, because I think the prosecution has abjectly failed to meet its burden in this case, and I hope the jury sees that.
Some of what we heard from the prosecution just yesterday in closing arguments, this was the case that they make. They believe they have convinced the jury. Call 488, this is, in his opening, Mr. Colangelo told you that this case at its core is about a conspiracy and a cover-up. We asked you to remember to tune out the noise and to ignore the sideshows. And if you had done that when you discussed this case with your fellow jurors, the prosecution detailed, you will see that the people have presented powerful evidence of the defendant's guilt. Do you believe anybody watching this play out who is getting the readouts from that courtroom believes that this jury was sold and shown hard evidence of a crime?
The noise and the sideshow is coming entirely from the prosecution here. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this case. This is a relatively mundane business records case where the prosecution has abjectly failed to prove that President Trump had anything to do with the recordings made, with the business entries in question. That alone is reason for a speedy acquittal on the part of the jury here. And I believe that any fair jury would see through at least that aspect of the case. And certainly the fact that the prosecution is relying on Michael Cohen, a serial perjurer and liar who was thoroughly discredited on the stand for crucial parts of their case. I think this case has more holes than Swiss cheese, and I'm hopeful that this jury sees through it.
So wait, just real quick, you said speedy acquittal. So if we're told that a verdict is in, you believe that it's for the benefit of the former president?
I think it honestly could go either way. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Interesting. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Will. Appreciate your time.
Great to be with you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.